Well, I'm going to get on with this fence today. Just a little bit of a recap. There were 8 posts. 3 of them needed replacing. And involved digging out huge concrete blocks. Well, this is where we were. They had 8 posts and 3 of them needed replacing. So I had to dig out the concrete bases of these posts, absolutely enormous, leaving huge holes. And this was the decrepit old larch slab. It's been there for over 20 years, so I can't complain. But it's rotting at the top and the bottom. So I had to get this concrete breaker out and smash these big lumps up so I could get rid of them. Anyway, that's done now, so this is the next bit. Well, yesterday dug this hole here, massive. Put all these bits of concrete in over up against the garage and tipped 2 bags of postcrete in there and levelled it off, and it's very solid. So I'm continuing today down the line of this fence, digging a hole for this second post. And again, it's full of bits of concrete. Anyway, I've gone down about a foot. There's probably another foot to get out of there, and it's not easy. There's a big iron bar here for levering stuff out of there. Get down on your hands and knees and raking it all out. Well, that should do. I just need to put some preservative on this post and concrete it in. So I just have one more to do before I start putting up the new fence. So this is the other post that needs getting out. You can see there that it's got a met post at the bottom, like a big spike stuck in the ground. They're a pig to get out. Before I do, I just mark on the concrete here with a piece of chalk where the centre of the hole should be in line with. And there's a similar met post which I got out of that other hole, which I've just dug. And what you need for this job It's a great big yucking bar. A lump of steel scaffolding poly with a flattened end. Prise this thing out the ground. Well, it's not going to come out that easy. Just trying to loosen it with this sledgehammer. Well, there we are, it's out. Now I've just got to dig a hole there, put a new post in. Well, I think that'll do. Getting down to the bedrock there. It's really hard to dig. So we'll settle for that. It's amazing how much soil comes out of a little hole. Well, that's the concrete all set. It's rock solid. As is the other, as are the other two posts anyway, so I'll just fill this in and await the arrival of the new fencing panels tomorrow. Well, that looks about spot on. Pleased with that. So these are the new panels, come complete and treated. You can see there the boarding is much more substantial than the large slab, which is not much more than a veneer looking at that. And there you can see the sort of reinforcement on the back of the panel. The boards are vertical. There's a little cap on the top there. So it's a much more substantial thing. And you pay extra for it, obviously. I was going to rail it and put 6-inch boards on, but the standard rail is 12 feet. Which is 6 inches too short, because these posts have been put in with a 6-foot gap between them. So the rails, 12 feet isn't enough. So I need 12'6" to cover 2 gaps. A 12-foot rail would leave it short. So that's why we've had to resort to these panels, but hopefully they will be substantial enough. So if you're intending putting rails and boards up, you have to be a bit more, your posts have to be a little bit closer together, whereas these posts are already in, or some of them were already in. I'd have had to take 4 posts out and renew them, which would have been a real chew on, so we'll just make do with what we've got here. Well, there it is, all the new panels ready to go on. I just hope they fit. Well, you can see when I put this string along between the 2 end posts, most of the posts are spot on, give or take a small margin. For some reason or other, when this one has been replaced, there's a 5 cm gap there, so I'll have to run a piece of wood up this side here. Anyway, cross that bridge when I get to it. Well, like all of these jobs, the crunch thing with this job is to get the first panel on spot on and then marry everything else up to that. And before you put the final nails in and belt them in hard so you can't get them out, just make sure everything is absolutely right. It just takes a little bit of patience. When you're putting these things up yourself, holding it exactly in the right position is difficult. So you just nail one of these top and bottom. I can push the board hard up against that and then belt the nails into the post round the back. Let's do it at both ends. Well, there's 5 panels on. The 2 most awkward ones at the bottom end there. They're still to do. I'll tackle them tomorrow. It's going on 6 o'clock. I'll see the phone there. Cup of tea and a beef and a horseradish and tomato sandwich comes next. Well, where the shed's been built, all that dolomite there is piled up behind the fence. So I have to dig all that out and take it up the garden in a barrow, tip it. The other thing I've discovered is that where this post is, concrete is too high for the panel to fit. So I've got two choices: either chisel that away, which, given my experience in the past, is incredibly difficult to do, or I've got to cut a corner of the post off so that it'll fit in there. Anyway, it's hidden by the shed, so nobody's going to notice it, least of all me. So that's probably the option I have to take. There's always something, isn't there, when you start these jobs? There's always the unexpected. Well, that's it finished. Just got to take those labels off the top and fit the gate catch. Considering where the posts were, slightly unevenly spaced and not quite in a line, I don't think that looks too bad. It's just that one annoying bit where it's this fence on top of that huge chunk of concrete at the bottom of this post, which means that it's marginally higher than it should be, but nothing in the world is perfect, and although that'll annoy me for a few days, after a while I won't even notice it. Yeah, just have to settle for that. When you're rehanging a gate, you try to match the walls up. A Met post is a great thing. It's sort of infinitely adjustable. Just slide it under the gate and until you get to the right height. The next job is to saw these panels up into sizable lumps so I can burn them. And probably the easiest way of doing that is with a circular saw. Anyway, we'll give it a go and see what transpires. Try and avoid hitting a nail or two. Well, that didn't take long. A tiny bonfire now, I'll just cut them all up the top of the garden and burn them where I usually have a bonfire. Make a hell of a blaze that. I'll probably just burn it a little bit at a time. So I don't damage any of the trees. Well, that's the job done. So 7 panels, 6 by 6 panels, 3 4x3 posts, 5 bags of postcrete and a load of nails. Thanks. About 480 quid it cost. So, as we say in these parts, that'll do nicely. Thank you very much. So all that remains to do is collect up all the rubbish and borrow it up the garden and set it on fire. Anyway, we'll see you again. Take care. Bye bye.